It's difficult to imagine that before 2012, such a thing, if it were to happen in Britain, it would have created a national panic. I'm not even kidding. Like, this level of brutality at the time was unthinkable. If it would happen in my country, it would be unthinkable. Like, the news would talk about it 24/7 for at least a month. And there would be questions. It's like, why wasn't it stopped? Who's responsible for this? Who gets fired for this? What type of reforms must we make in order to make sure that this doesn't happen again? Well, in the United Kingdom, I guess like the only reason that people are talking about it is because they managed to capture a picture of the guy that was smiling. And so, for those of you who don't know what happened, apparently this gentleman, he had two knives, despite the fact that the law in the UK does not allow for knives. He didn't have just one, he had two. And he killed a bunch of people. And apparently he was trying to get inside the school, assuming to kill a bunch more people. And he was stopped. The police didn't fire at him because, they didn't want to endanger the guy, I guess. But here's the interesting part, right? I'm genuinely like trying to find out why he did it. Like, at some point, people just have to stop and ask why he did it. Now, I understand, like on the internet, it's because he's a Muslim. It's like, no, look, like, can we get deeper than that? Like, can we have like the genuine motive? Like, what exactly upset this man so in order to cause this? The British police says in the article that it wasn't a terrorist attack. And it's like, okay, fine, it wasn't a terrorist attack. But what was it then? Like, how did he get to this point? What was his life like? Who are his parents, When is the mainstream media actually going to tell us the story? This is what I want to know, right? Like, who are his brothers? Who is his family? Where does he come from? What is his journey? Like, what is his epic life tale from the moment he was a baby to the time he was growing up? Which NGO took him over the river into Britain? Like, what exactly happened, Or maybe he was born in Britain. Great. Who were his parents? How did they come there? Like, make a movie out of it. Tell me something. Because this is what happens, every single time you have like a terrorist attack and the police say, well, actually, no, you're wrong. It wasn't a terrorist attack. And then they leave it at that, right? And the guy gets arrested, people move on until the next one happens and the same thing continues. No one tries to understand why it's happening. The people that do try to understand say, well, he was a Muslim. Okay, you know what? Fine, he was a Muslim. Are Muslims being oppressed in the United Kingdom? I mean, I get to see that in the United Kingdom, Muslims sometimes are allowed to pray on the streets in places that if a Christian was to pray, he would get arrested, right? Like, for instance, there are Christians in the UK that simply standing next to an abortion clinic and praying, like, that's a crime. But I have seen Muslims in Hyde Park or praying, where apparently it's not legal, and nothing happens to them. Like, they have mosques, they have everything, but apparently the mosques must be so overcrowded that the Muslims have to pray in the streets, right? So, like, I don't see the discrimination. It's not even like France. Like, in France, they don't allow Muslims to wear the burqa. In the United Kingdom, they harass people that suggest that a Muslim shouldn't wear the burqa, right? So, like, everything is there to accommodate them. Like, everything is there. So, like, why are they still upset? Now I can hypothesize why they are upset, but I want to hear, like, the government. Like, I want to hear the actual officials explaining why was it that this gentleman is upset. Because here's the interesting part, right? Like, if this guy was white, and everyone knows this, right? Like, if the guy was a white person and he wasn't protected by social justice, he wasn't protected by the woke ideology, he wasn't protected by labor, everybody would have explained. It's like, oh, he's an incel, he is a misogynist, a racist, and they would go and they would find out who his family was. Like, what did he post on social media? Did he support Nigel Farage? Did he support Rupert Law? Right? Like, all of a sudden, everyone would know everything, and they would somehow tie it to some right-wing politician that doesn't want migration. And they would decide that we need new laws to crack down on hate speech, to crack down. We need the government to be able to see into social media more. We need the digital ID. We need everything, right? So like, what's that energy? Like, can we channel some of that energy? Not all of it. Like, heaven forbid, not all of it, but like 5% of it. Can we channel 5% of it for stuff like this? Hmm? Can anyone that is tied to the situation be held accountable? Like maybe like even a scapegoat. Even a scapegoat at this point. Like can someone be fired because this gentleman was allowed to get this far? Because like here's the thing, I thought that Britain has the safest internet in the world, right? So like the United Kingdom is able to surveil people's phones. They have like the terrorist act. They have like a crackdown on jokes, crackdown on everything, maximum safetyism. And yet, despite all that, you still have this. Like, at which point do people demand a little bit of accountability? No, a little bit. Not for the immigrants. No, for the politicians. For the bureaucrats. For the civil service. Like, someone somewhere must have failed. Right? Like, someone somewhere, given, like, the crackdown that the British government has on its own people, like, they have laws against knives, for instance. Okay, fine, like, they have laws against knives. This man had a knife. Well, my bad. I'm spreading false information. He didn't have a knife. Had 2 knives. How did he manage to get 2 knives? How was it possible? Which person failed? Was it like the police? Was it like a shopkeeper? Who gets arrested for allowing this man to have 2 knives? This is the thing, right? Like, notice that no one wants to know. Like, why am I the only one asking? Like, no one in Britain is asking these questions. And I looked at the BBC. I looked at the Guardian. I even looked at online influencers. Nobody wants to know. Why did this man do what he did? I just want an answer. Like, maybe he's crazy. That would be okay. Like, if the British government came, like, with a psychiatric doctor that investigated the man and says that, okay, like, this man is mentally ill. I'm like, okay, well, now we know. But they're not even doing that, right? They're basically saying it wasn't a terrorist attack. Could have fooled me. I mean, if I was in Britain, I would have been terrorized. A guy with, like, 2 knives going next to a school. Especially, like, if I have a child and I send him to school, yeah, I would be a little bit terrorized. But apparently it's not terrorist attack. Okay, fine. It's not. What else is it then? How do you call this? Anyway, it's just like one of those things where I guess like people even forgot to ask the basic questions. It's like people just accept it and move on. Like people have their talking points. And they're like, okay, well, we don't want migration. The other one is like, oh, well, think of the poor Muslims that haven't done anything, blah, blah, blah. And then they move on. It's like, but why do you move on? Why don't you want to know? I want to know. Why did he do it? Huh? What exactly? And don't tell me it's like he's a Muslim. There's other Muslims that don't do it. What exactly was it with this particular guy? He doesn't look Iranian, right? Like, that's another thing. Because maybe you'd say, well, it's because of what Trump is doing in Iran. It's like, okay, well, he doesn't look Iranian. He doesn't look, he didn't do it in America. And as far as I know, like, the British Prime Minister wasn't very happy with Donald Trump attacking Iran. So, like, what exactly is, why is he upset? Let me know what you guys think. And as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.